Coming up on today's show, we're going to let you hear directly from ESPN's Pat McAfee as he had some high praise to give to your Seattle Seahawks and quarterback Geno Smith. We'll go over what he had to say and react to it coming up in just a matter of moments. Tyler Jones here with you. Thanks for joining us here on the program, as McAfee would say. Before we go any further in today's show, folks, we are closing in on 61,000 subscribers on the channel. A little less than 500 away from reaching that next milestone. For daily news and rumors, live shows every Wednesday, watch parties on game days, breaking news, Q&A mailbags, and more, you got to subscribe to the channel for the latest happenings of your favorite team all season and all year long. Be a friend, tell a friend. Also something McAfee would say about Seahawks today, and make sure they subscribe. YouTube.com/Seahawks TV, and we'll get going with today's show. ESPN's Pat McAfee took a moment to shine a bit of a spotlight on the Seattle Seahawks amid their 4-game winning streak, and it was pretty interesting to hear what McAfee had to say. I love listening to Pat. If you know me, this should come at no surprise to you, but of all the daily sports talk shows right now, McAfee is by far my favorite, and it was pretty fascinating to listen to hear what he had to say on Monday in regards to the Hawks. Let's start with this first bit from McAfee. He said the following: "The Seattle Seahawks have been great. Didn't get a chance to talk about them enough. Sorry, it's a bias. You don't deserve it. I don't love it. Geno Smith 6-0 against the Cardinals. This guy's undefeated against them, goes and gets a massive win. I've been saying for a while that the Seahawks are the best-kept secret in the National Football League, and I think part of it comes with playing on the West Coast, that they get ignored in the Pacific Northwest, which has been a trend that we've seen for really all teams across the West Coast for a number of years. I think particularly, you look back, Pac-12 football teams were ignored for a long time in college football, and that's a big reason why the Pac-12 doesn't exist anymore. And now you look at the way the Seahawks are playing down the stretch here, and they're just too good to ignore, that the mainstream media, that people like Pat McAfee can't just forget about what's going on with this Seahawks team, that they are getting the nation's attention as we speak. You look at the last 4 games for the Seahawks of what they've done. You take down the Niners, who were one of the favorites in the NFC to begin 2024. You get that road win coming off the bye week. Then you beat Arizona in convincing fashion, holding them to 6 points. You go to New York. You come back from down double digits in a game that was the largest deficit overcome by any team ever against Aaron Rodgers. You win that on a day that was not your best day. And then you go on the road again to defeat the Arizona Cardinals 30-18 in another convincing win, which I thought was the best performance we've seen from Seattle the entire season. And on top of that, too, it's what you've done in these road games, folks. Think about this. Seattle's 5-1 road record, that's the 3rd best record of any team in the NFC this year, only behind the Lions and the Eagles, who each have 6 wins on the road. And with just 2 road games remaining on the Seahawks schedule, and we'll go over that coming up later, it guarantees that the Hawks are going to have a winning road record in 2024 for the first time since 2020. So these guys are road warriors. And it starts with the quarterback position with Geno Smith, with the way Geno has elevated his play the last few weeks. We told you about how the pressure was on Geno Smith over this stretch, not only to get this Seattle team into the postseason and to compete for a chance to win a division title, but also that he had something to prove when it came to his future in trying to secure a contract extension beyond next year. And the way that he's played, he's making that decision for Seattle pretty easy based on how the last 4 games have gone. And the offensive line play has improved dramatically. What do you know? You give Geno time to throw the football, and we're seeing results. 4 total touchdowns in the last 4 games, a completion percentage over 73%, getting very close to 1,000 yards in a 4-game stretch. He's also run it pretty well. We remember, of course, the rushing touchdown he had to close out the win against the San Francisco 49ers here. So let's ask you. You heard McAfee say that he believes the Seahawks are a great team. Do you agree with McAfee's assessment? Do you think the Hawks are a great football team right now? It's our pinned comment today. Weigh in. Let us know what you think. Y for yes, in for no. Coming up in just a moment, we're going to let you hear more from ESPN's Pat McAfee as he continued to sing the praises of your Seattle Seahawks and quarterback Geno Smith and the rest of the NFC West division race. Before we do that, though, let's tell you about today's sponsor. That is Public Rec. I am wearing their fantastic shirt. Not only does it look good, it's extremely comfortable as well. And you can get yours today. Let's be real, guys. Wearing nice pants sucks. Who decided that stiff, uncomfortable fabric squeezing your family jewels was the key to looking sharp? Well, here's an easy holiday gift from me to you. Those days are finally over. Public Rec Staymaker pants are here to make sure you stay comfy and classy this season. They feel like your favorite sweats, but they look like tailored pants. Yep, super stretchy with an elastic waistband so you can rock them anywhere. Whether you're kicking back with holiday movies, making your way through leftovers, or watching bowl games with the boys, these pants have you covered. Heck, they'll even keep you looking sharp for that awkward holiday party with your in-laws. Give the gift of comfort to yourself or someone you love this holiday season with Public Rec Staymaker pants. And for a limited time, you get 20% off your entire order with code CHAT20 at publicrec.com. That's 20% off when you use promo code CHAT20 at publicrec.com. And, folks, I've been telling you that I got to set up my dad with some Public Rec for the holidays as a gift. I found out that my dad's been watching the ad reads, and he already knows. So, Dad, it's coming. It'll be here soon. Don't worry, though. You're going to love it, and I know that everybody out there is going to love Public Rec. Going to be a fantastic holiday gift for someone you love. Public Rec not only has the most comfortable pants ever made, but they have a huge selection of high-quality everyday basics. You can revamp your entire wardrobe with their perfect-fitting polos, shorts, and hoodies. Stop suffering in regular pants and give the gift of comfort this holiday season for a limited time only. Our listeners get 20% off when you use code CHAT20 at checkout. That's 20% off with the code CHAT20 at publicrec.com. After you purchase, they'll ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them that we sent you. Say goodbye to pants that put up a fight, because when comfort meets style, you found Public Rec. More from Pat McAfee on the Seahawks. He said the following: the Seattle Seahawks lead the NFC West. We apologize for not talking about it. They're a great team. Geno's balling. Boom! A lot of talk. Hopefully more about the NFC West leaders. They go into Arizona and steal their dreams. I appreciate seeing guys like McAfee come around and show that they see something special is happening. Something is cooking in Seattle right now. For him to actually say that, hey, you know, we owe it to talk more about this Seahawks team, that we're wrong, is pretty humbling. And Pat's a humble guy, so that's cool to see from McAfee admit that. And you look at where the NFC West race is at. As good as the Seahawks have played, this is still very competitive down the stretch of what the Seahawks have in store for their final four games. Right now at 8-5. Rams are at 7-6, a game back, which sets up a very interesting Week 18 contest on rivalry week. And then Arizona and San Francisco, although it would take a lot for either one to win the division, they're completely not out of it just yet. They still have a mathematical chance to win the division. Each of them do at 6-7. And then you look at the overall NFC playoff picture at this point. Seattle holding that number 3 seed in the division race right now. One possibility for the Seahawks as a backup plan of sorts could be the wild card race, as they would be tied with the Commanders at the moment for that number 7 spot. So if they don't win the division, they're not out of it, but it is a slim path if they do not win the division, but there is still a potential way in there if they don't win the division there. I think one thing to watch for will be this week against Green Bay on Sunday Night Football. First time the Seahawks have played on Sunday Night Football, I believe, since 2021. Or actually, yeah, was it 2021 against the Steelers, 2022, something like that? It's been a long time, either way, since they played on Sunday Night Football. And it feels like, after the last 4 weeks, that this is a coming out party on a national stage for the Seahawks. that, hey, we're going to play on Sunday night. We're going to have Tirico and Collinsworth and Melissa and Carey and everything on this national stage. Everybody's going to be watching here. Jordan Love and the Packers, one of the most high-powered offenses coming into town with Toyota-thon in full force with Jordan Love here. Let's show the nation who we really are, that we have arrived, that we are that football team that's ready to play, that's ready to compete among the best in the NFC. And looking ahead to Sunday night, this is going to be a tough test. The Packers had a very close game against the Lions this past week. They're going to have a couple extra days rest as they head west to take on this Seahawks team. We're going to find out what this team is really made of. If you beat Green Bay here, I feel like Seattle's in a great spot over the final few weeks here. Not only when it comes to the playoff picture, but just mentality-wise. You win this, you win 5 in a row and beat one of the better teams in the NFC, then you're feeling really good about yourselves heading into the postseason at this point. Geno Smith this week talked about Seattle's run to the playoffs in the team's mentality, and he said every game's a championship game. And if you really take that approach, then when you get to the big game, it won't feel different. I think we're developing it as a team. I think that mindset is what's really setting us apart right now. And the key is just going to be the old adage, one game at a time. We knew that this was going to be a difficult stretch of what Seattle was enduring to finish the season. One of the toughest schedules remaining in the NFL, but they've passed every test so far. But you look at what's ahead. You get this game against Green Bay coming up on Sunday night, and then you take on a Vikings team that is pretty dang good, and Sam Darnold has looked fantastic this year. That won't be easy. Back-to-back home games. And then you take on the Bears on a short week, and who knows what that atmosphere is going to be like. Even though the Bears aren't very good, and they fired Eberflus and everything, those guys are still auditioning for their futures, whether it's to stay in Chicago, those players, those coaches, or whether it's to impress for other teams. They still have something to play for. And then potentially taking on the Rams for a playoff spot or a division title here. Nothing is a given throughout these next 4 weeks. Realistically, I think if you're the Seahawks, if you go 2-2 in the next 4 weeks, you're in a great spot. Just go 500 in these next 4 weeks. Then that puts you at 10 wins. You're going to be in the postseason some way or another, I think. Whether it's a wild card or winning the division, I think 2-2 gets you there. And as much as we want to win the division, that's the highest priority. The main thing is just getting in, and then it's a brand new season from there once you get to the postseason. So I think that's the realistic goal from here. What will be the Seahawks' final record to finish off 2024? They're at 8 wins right now. What's it going to be? Weigh in the comment section and let us know. For continuing Seahawks coverage, subscribe now to Seahawks Today by Chat Sports. I'm Tyler Jones. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.